YouTube Niner Empire, multiple 49er injury updates. We have some roster updates. It's been a pretty busy day for 49ers news. We will waste no time and get right into it, starting with the roster transactions and updates. The 49ers officially signed defensive end William Bradley King to the practice squad, who they worked out yesterday. They also signed safety Jalen Mahoney, who also played on the 49ers during the offseason, along with William Bradley King. Not surprising that they signed both of these guys. Again, they were with the Niners during the offseason. The 49ers love bringing back familiar faces, and I understand it. I mean, when it comes to relationships, and not only that, but more importantly, them guys knowing the system, I think that's crucial. I think that plays a big part in why the 49ers just love bringing back familiar faces. With these moves, they announced that they released defensive back Derek Canteen off the roster. So again, they signed Jalen Mahoney, they signed William Bradley King, and they released defensive back Derek Canteen with these moves. Now, I seen a tweet today that's actually pretty interesting. The 49ers have one roster spot open for Demarcus Robinson, which that leads me right into my next topic. Demarcus Robinson returned to practice today following the suspension that he had to serve stemming from the DUI that occurred during the offseason. So Demarcus Robinson's back. He's going to be available to play week 4 versus the Jaguars. That's very big news. The 49ers speak very highly of Demarcus Robinson. They love Demarcus Robinson. He's been a pretty good veteran wide receiver for multiple teams, the Chiefs, the Rams. He's now coming to the 49ers. He's been a pretty productive and pretty good, third option for many teams out there. So super stoked to have Demarcus Robinson back. He had a phenomenal training camp, phenomenal offseason. He also played pretty well during the preseason as well. So super stoked to get him back. So again, they have one open roster spot for Demarcus Robinson. Nick Bosa will eventually be placed on injured reserve. So they're going to have another roster spot open when that occurs. So there's probably going to be a decent amount of roster shuffling over the next couple of days, just given the Bosa injury and Demarcus Robinson coming back. So big news for the Niners. I mean, I think when you look at a guy like Demarcus Robinson, I think he was brought in to be the third option while Brandon Ayuk kind of recovers from his ACL injury. He could potentially be a second option in the 49ers offense if somebody else gets hurt. You got to hope not. But, I mean, with the way the 49er players get hurt, I wouldn't be shocked. Keep my fingers crossed that Pearsall can stay healthy, that Jennings can stay healthy. Both of those guys, we'll get into the practice updates, but Pearsall is actually dealing with an injury that kind of popped up out of nowhere. Nothing to be concerned about, but we'll get into that. I'll save that for a couple minutes. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Demarcus Robinson coming back, I think he immediately is the number 3 option behind Pearsall and Jennings. They also have Kendrick Bourne. I think we're going to see a decent amount of Demarcus Robinson on Sunday. I think they're going to sprinkle in Kendrick Bourne still. Kendrick Bourne's been very good for the 49ers as their number 3 option, really number 2 option with Jennings being out last week. But yeah, Kendrick Bourne's played extremely well. He knows this system. The 49ers love him. He brings the energy. He's a big locker room guy. They're not just going to kick him to the curb just because Demarcus Robinson's back. I definitely think Kendrick Bourne is going to still get some playing time with Demarcus Robinson coming back. So big news for the Niners. They get Demarcus Robinson back, and that's very good moving forward. Moving on here to the injury updates, practice injury updates, whatever you want to call it. These players did not practice today due to either rest days or injuries. Starting off with Christian McCaffrey, he was listed as a did not did not practice. He's got the calf injury. It's kind of doesn't seem like he's even hurt, but that thing's probably lingering. So he didn't practice. They labeled it calf/rest. So I think it was more of a rest day than anything for McCaffrey because he had the same status last week. Trent Williams dealing with a sore knee, or I guess knee injury, if you will. He did not practice today. He was also listed under rest. So again, like McCaffrey, I think it was more of a rest day than it was because of the knee injury. Juwan Jennings did not practice today. He's got the ankle injury. Ricky Pearsall, here's the one I want to get into. Ricky Pearsall has a knee injury kind of out of nowhere. Nothing to be concerned about. He did speak to reporters. He even said, if we had a game today, I'd be playing in it. It's just sore. Ricky Pearsall said he don't even know when he suffered the knee injury. Interesting. Sore knee, that's all it's literally being labeled as. He didn't practice today. The 49ers probably want to be cautious with him. He's their number one wide receiver right now. He played fantastic last week. Not surprised. Nobody should be surprised about Ricky Pearsall breaking out this year. He had a phenomenal training camp. He was Purdy's number one optional training camp. He's had a phenomenal start to the season. He's a very good receiver. He reminds me a lot of Steve Smith in a way. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Odell Beckham Jr. I know Grant Cohn said that, but really when you think of it, man, like he really kind of does resemble Odell Beckham Jr.'s play style. Very good route runner. He's got great hands. He can burn you when he gets into open field. He's not the fastest guy, but he's got enough open speed to burn you if he gets the chance to. So, Pearsall's had an amazing season so far. What a draft pick that's going to eventually turn into. I mean, this guy's not even reached his ceiling yet, but he's on his way up. That's for sure. So again, he's got the sore knee. I don't think it's anything to be concerned of. They said it's nothing to be concerned of. They probably just didn't practice him today. It's kind of like a rest day. Make sure that knee's right before he kind of starts ramping up. Wouldn't be shocked if he's limited tomorrow and then maybe a full participant on Friday. Don't think this is anything to be concerned about. I fully expect him to play on Sunday, along with Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings, he was listed as day-to-day, according to Kyle Shanahan. So I don't think there's anything to be concerned about there with Juwan Jennings not playing for the second straight week. Yetur Gross-Matos dealing with the knee injury. He didn't practice today. Don't think that's anything to be concerned about. We'll kind of see how he, progresses throughout the week. Jordan Watkins dealing with that calf injury. Obviously, he didn't practice. CJ West has the thumb injury. He broke his thumb on Sunday versus the Jags. He didn't practice. That actually is an injury that requires surgery, but he has a chance to play with a cast on this Sunday versus the Jaguars. So those were all the guys that did not practice today. Again, just a quick recap. McCaffrey, Trent Williams, Jennings, Pearsall, Gross-Matos, Jordan Watkins, CJ West. Now, in terms of limited status and practice today, Mac Jones, who re-aggravated his PCL injury that he suffered during the offseason, re-aggravated on Sunday, was seen playing, I think, pretty much the entire second half with a knee brace on. He was limited today. Brock Purdy, obviously limited. They might keep Brock Purdy limited throughout the entire week. He maybe could be, I would imagine he's going to be limited tomorrow. He might be a full participant on Friday. I think it's just going to determine how he's feeling and things of that nature. I wouldn't be shocked if they kept him limited all week. I fully 100% expect Brock Purdy to play Sunday versus the Jags. I'm almost to like a 99% sure he's going to be out there and playing. He's on track to play. He's recovering very well. I don't see this keeping him out for another week, knowing that he was a limited participant all of last week. They're probably just making sure something doesn't flare up again with the toe injury. Seems like the shoulder injury's kind of passed. Doesn't seem like that's even a concern anymore or anything of that nature. He suffered that shoulder injury along with the toe injury in the game versus Seattle. So again, I would expect him to probably be limited tomorrow, maybe a full participant on Friday. I'm kind of leaning more towards him being a limited participant for the entire week. We'll see what happens. I fully expect Purdy to be out there. Thank God. Niners are such more of they're just more of a fun team to watch when Purdy's out there. I think every Niner fan can agree to that. Also limited in practice today, Renardo Green has a neck injury, which is interesting. I don't think that was reported on Monday or even yesterday. I could be wrong, but he's got a neck injury. He was limited in practice. Don't think it's anything to be concerned about. I'm sure he'll play. So those are the latest updates, roster transactions, injury updates going into week 4 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm sure 49ers might sign a couple more players. They might do a couple more transactions roster-wise as we get closer to week 4. But that's the latest injury updates, roster transactions coming out of San Francisco. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Super stoked to have Demarcus Robinson back. Super stoked to have Purdy likely back this week. It's time for this team to get into a rhythm. They're kind of in a rhythm right now. I mean, they're finding ways to win, but this team doesn't really have an identity yet. And I think coming down the stretch here is going to be big for them to kind of really see who they are as a team, where their biggest areas of needs are, and things like that. So we will see what happens. As always, go Niners. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I will see you guys in the next one.